Hey planners, it's Taya Shantae Plans and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be back memory planning the same week as last week, and I am doing that because I was challenged by a follower on Instagram. Her name is Holly. She challenged me to do a complete spread using only leftovers from kits. So I've got about 5 different kits here, and I'm just gonna pull different leftover things, full boxes, headers, quarter boxes, layering shapes, all sorts of things from these leftover sticker sheets and that I'm going to incorporate into this spread. So the primary kits that I ended up using were from Sweet Bella XOXO, Jackson Pepper, and Hear It Right Designs. Those are where the full boxes came from. And then I also pulled in some headers from Peach Palm, from Sadie's Stickers, as well as some layering icons. Lots of fun stuff. This was a really interesting challenge for me, and I also thought it was a great opportunity to talk about last week, because in my last video, if you got a chance to see that, it was a collab video with Caroline Plans, and so we did a Q&A voiceover, so I didn't get a chance to talk about what happened throughout the week. So I'm going to talk about this leftover kit challenge as well as what happened last week in this video. So let's get started. I'm starting out by putting down some bottom washi, which of course I had no bottom washi in any of the leftover kits that I used. So if you're going to do this challenge, I highly recommend stocking up on some washi tape. And I loved this gold bottom washi tape. It worked so well, and I thought it was just really pretty. And of course, as I was going through my leftover kits, I had decided on the full boxes I wanted to use, and there were some that had some gold foil in it, which was what gave me the foil color that I decided to use for this spread. I also have date covers in my collection that I've purchased from Rose Colored Days. I think I purchased these like 2 years ago. I've like built up a stash of date covers a couple of years ago just to have in my collection. That way, if I ever didn't care for the date covers in a kit, or had a kit that was like a mini kit that didn't have date covers, then I would always have some, which I highly recommend. There are lots of shops that sell really amazing date covers, and I just think it's one of those things that's just good to have in your stash. Sometimes you can even get really great date covers in freebies, depending on the shop. Always amazing. I pulled in tons of freebies for this spread as well. So only having 5 full boxes that I felt coordinated well enough to go together and would work for this spread, I decided that I really wanted to make a very prominent weekend banner. And so I'm using some deco stickers. I pulled in some florals from the Sweet Planners from a deco sheet, as well as these vine stickers from Honey Inked. The weekend banner is from Nettie Designs, and I wanted to make a very prominent, very statementy weekend banner so that it took up as much room as possible in the weekend, because I didn't have any full boxes to put there. So then I took the 5 full boxes that I had one from Hear It Right Designs, which was a fashion girl in the other skin tone that I didn't end up using when I used that kit. So I put that in the center, which was Wednesday. The full boxes on Tuesday and Thursday are from a Sweet Bella XOXO kit, and the ones on Monday and Friday are from a Jackson Pepper kit. To try to help the full boxes look as cohesive as possible, I did decide to use these headers from from the Pretty Pink Co. And they're just simple bow headers, and I thought it was really nice because they were very clean and chic, and so I put them on top of all of the full boxes so that I could try to make things look as cohesive as possible, which is sort of the opposite of what I tend to do in a lot of my spreads when it comes to headers. I like to mix things up, and I very rarely will use headers over the full boxes that all match like this. But having a kit that was already so pieced together, the more things I could do to make it look cohesive, the better for this situation, for this spread. Moving on to my sidebar, I started with a mandala from Honey Inked that came from a freebie, layered a scalloped half circle from Panda Bird Designs on top of that, added a floral from the Sweet Planner, and then the January script is from Rose Colored Days. I used another one of those bow headers. The quote box is from Sweet Bella XOXO. Then I placed down a bowstrung box from the Given Girl, layered under a floral from the Sweet Planner to mark my week of working from home, which I track in my sidebar. That work from home script is a custom from Panda Bird Design. Underneath there, I used it's a washi strip from the Jackson Pepper kit. And then I had a freebie that had some scripts on it from Netty Designs. And so I used the clean and the shopping script in the sidebar. And then I ended up pulling in this full box checklist. I believe that came from the Sweet Bella XOXO kit. And I was also really happy that I pulled in that blue header from Sadie Stickers in the sidebar, because up until that point, I think everything I had been using was like pink and white and gold, but I hadn't brought in the blue, which I really wanted to pull in a third color to just break it up so the whole spread didn't end up being just pink and white and gray. And that blue, I was a little bit nervous pulling it in, but it really, really worked with the spread. This was a really fun experience for me. I hadn't done a spread like this before, I don't think, where I was just pulling in a lot of leftovers from kits and trying to turn it into a full-on kit. I've maybe done something like this, maybe like when I first started planning, because I remember that was something that I did, I think, when I first started planning a lot more and working with mini kits and working with my leftover stickers, but it's been so long now. So this was a lot of fun. And even back then when I was doing it, I guarantee you it wasn't like this. This was a very fun experience, and I was very glad for the challenge. Getting into this week, one of the things I definitely wanted to talk about this week, I had a job interview 2 weeks ago. And when I did video before last, I talked about having that job interview and expecting to hear back that Friday, and then they delayed letting me know whether or not I got the job until this past Monday on the 18th. And I was so nervous, and it was such a crazy experience. And because I was nervous and I was super excited that Friday, and I wanted to know the answer. And then when I found out that I wasn't going to find out whether or not I got it, which, spoiler alert, I did get the job. So yay. And if you follow me on Instagram, one of the things I said was I was going to share in an upcoming video all of the craziness and all of the drama that led up to me getting this job. So story time with Tate. Going back to August, I said in a video in August that there was some things that were happening and things that were going on and changes happening that I wasn't quite ready to talk about, but eventually I was going to have to talk about. So, and the reason I wasn't ready to talk about it was because I didn't have any answers. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just knew things were getting ready to change. It was August. I think I just finished school, which thank God there was at least one less thing on my plate, because it was just like a couple days after where we were living at the time. The home my husband and I were renting was owned by a family friend, and some things changed in his life, and he let us know that, you know, he needed us to no longer be living there, and was giving us to the end of December to move out, which was really nice. It was like 5 months notice, plenty of time for us to find another place to live and to get ourselves situated. And I was like, okay, let's put that on the to-do list. Moving was something that, you know, wasn't something we wanted at the top of our brain, my husband and I's plan, because we had both decided to go back to grad school at the same time. And I'd finished my MBA, but he's still working on completing his PhD. And so our plan was to finish school, figure out our careers, and then buy a home. And we're in the process of saving for a home. And so I was a little bit stressed because I didn't want to have to deal with moving during a pandemic. I didn't know how difficult the process would be in trying to see places. And when it became immediately a little bit stressful just from that standpoint. And thankfully, I was at least able to talk to Rachel of Gathered Plans and Lauren of Plan Most Plan, who they had both moved. And that helped me be a little bit more comfortable with it. And then a couple days later, after realizing, okay, well, we've got to move. A couple days later, I got called into a meeting at my job. And our CFO let us know that my department that I work in and one other department at my company, all of those jobs were being relocated from California to Ohio and Oklahoma. because just fiscally for the company, it made more sense because the cost of living out there is less expensive and they could pay people a lot less money to do the jobs that that we were doing in California than they would have to pay us out here. And so I was like, okay. And they needed us to stay on. And I was really happy because my job gave us plenty of notice. And that was, I think with this whole situation, the one thing I had working for me in my favor was time, thankfully, because it was a lot of life changes and a lot of stressful things happening. But thankfully, I at least had some time on my hands because they let us know in August, but they needed us to stay on through this transition period that was happening, which wasn't going to end until the end of February 2021. And so it was like, okay, I'm fired, but not quite yet. So it was a weird situation to be in because I was like, okay, well, we have to move and now I have to figure out where we're going to live. And, but now I have a little bit of job insecurity because unless I am able to get another job, I don't know, what my income is then going to be. And then if we do move, and what if I don't get another job? And then you start going, okay, well, how do we figure out where we're going to live based just solely on my husband's income? Just so many questions. It was incredibly stressful dealing with this whole thing. And then knowing that, the other thing that they had told us in the meeting where there were going to be some other opportunities opening up in the fourth quarter at my company of some different careers that we could apply for. And so I was like, okay, well, that's helpful to know, but I wasn't going to be able to get that answer before we were going to have to move. So it's just so much stress. The end of the year was just crazy stressful. I had all of these life changes happening. And this was all before I broke my ankle. The end of 2020 was ridiculous. But they had finally, made the decision, posted the jobs. I applied for it. I had my interview and I was really excited for it. I'm very grateful that I got the position. It's a really difficult time. I loved my team that I worked with. And it's crazy to think that, all of these wonderful people that I spent the last 3 years with, I'm not gonna work with them anymore. And that is like the saddest thing. And especially with COVID, because we've all been working from home. So I have not seen them in almost a year now. And we're never, ever going to work together again. That was really the most difficult part when they told us that, they were transferring our jobs. And it was the realization that, these people I really loved working with and spent so much time with, I was never going to work with them again. And even though there are a few people, because this new department and new team that I'm on, there are three other people from my former department who are going to be on this new team with me. But it's such a major downsize from the team I had, and there's so many people I'm going to miss. So, been very much a crazy transition, and was very stressful and scary times at times there because I didn't know, what was going to happen. And it's always crazy when you're in a situation where it's like, okay, I need both a job and a place to live all at the same time. But anywho, back to the spread. Thank you guys for sitting through yet another dramatic story time with Tay. Back to the spread. I really enjoyed this challenge. I've talked through this whole entire week. There were so many things. I showed you guys the different kits that I was pulling from at the beginning of the spread. So I hope that helps answer any questions as to where most of these stickers came from. She did say I could pull in icons, which was really awesome. And I did have so much fun with this. I ended up tagging a couple people on Instagram. If you're watching this video and you would like to try out this challenge, please consider yourself tagged. I would love to see everyone give this a try because it was really enjoyable just playing around with different leftover stickers and seeing what I could turn into a spread. And so just have fun with it, play around with it, and you will be amazed at just how much fun this particular challenge is, because I truly enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions about any of the stickers, leave it in the comments and I will be sure to let you know where I got it from. Also, definitely check out my Instagram because I always make sure to tag the shops in my pictures to make it easy for you guys to find the stickers. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having an amazing day and I will see you next video. Bye.